So I have a few hobbies. One of them is light painting, which is a form of photography. It's a long exposure photography with lights. And one of my friends at work, Shane, he saw some of my pictures on Facebook, and he's like, "Hey, can you teach my daughter Zoe how to do light painting?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I could teach anybody in like 5 minutes how to do light painting." So we scheduled it. I was going to go there on a Saturday, and so I drove out there. He lives in Lake County, which is 45 minutes away from my house. And he lives in the country, like near the state park. So there's no other houses. His house on a hill next to a lake with trees all around. And I get there, and his daughter's always there, but also her two friends. They were neighbors, and they heard about this class that she's gonna have, and they were interested. So it became a thing. So I had these 3 girls, 7-year-olds, that were excited to learn about light painting. So I gave them a little class. I had the computer. I showed them the basics, but it was still daylight out, and I couldn't do light painting because you have to do it in the dark. So I told them, I'm like, "Hey, we have to wait till it gets dark, so we have until now just to wait." So the girls went outside and played, and the adults stayed inside and watched TV. And after a while, I got bored of watching TV, so I went outside with the girls, and they were playing with a hoverboard. And they offered to let me try it, and I almost hurt myself, so I said, "No, I'm not going to do it anymore." And I sat on the side, and they're playing with their hoverboard, and I'm on the phone on social media, and I caught myself. I'm trying to limit the amount of social media. I have friends in the house. I have these people here. I'm going to put the phone away. Put the phone away, and the girls came over. Like, "Hey, you want to play a game?" I'm like, "Yeah." They said, "How about hide and seek?" I said, "Awesome. I love hide and seek. I'm the best hide and seeker." And so the thing about for my philosophy when I play with kids is that I don't let them win. Like, they have to earn the victory. And so, and it's a way to teach them competition, teach them fair play, teach them communication, teamwork. And so, yeah, let's play for hide and seek. And I said, "I'm not best hide and seeker. Actually, I won state prize twice, 2 years in a row." And they looked at me like, surprised. Okay, so I'm okay, cool. I'm gonna own this. And I also realized that they're home field advantage. Like, they have all these woods that they know. They've played this game before, and I don't know any of this. So I have to get inside their heads. I really have to screw with them. So I'm like, "You guys better be careful." And I noticed that the yard, it wasn't perfect grass. There was patches of grass and weeds and sand. And I realized that I could probably follow their tracks. So I told them, I'm like, "Listen, you better be careful, because I'm going to be able to follow your tracks, and you better find really good hiding spots." And they looked at me like I was crazy. So that's fine. So we started. I was the first one to be looking for them. So I ended up oh yeah, I don't want to leave out this important part. So I tried tracking them. I tried following their tracks, but I couldn't do it. I thought it would be easy, but it was really hard. I couldn't find them. So I eventually found the girls. Okay, cool. Now it was one of the girls' turns to find us, and she started counting, and I ran one direction, and I'm looking in the woods, like, I don't know where to hide. I stopped. I turned around. I saw my truck. I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to hide in the bed of the truck." So I turned around. I ran, jumped in the truck, laid down. I'm like, "They're never going to find me. There's no way." I'm staring at the sky and thinking about my victory. And I could hear them. The girl eventually found one girl and another girl, and I could hear them talking. They found each other. Now they're looking for me. I'm waiting for them to say, "I give up," because that's when the game's over and I win. And all of a sudden, there's quiet. Like, there's no talking. I'm like, they must be giving up or something. So all of a sudden, I'm laying there. All of a sudden, Zoe pulls her head above the truck bed, and she's like, "Oh, there you are." But she said it with such confidence. I was like, man, she knew I was there. I stood up. I'm like, "How did you know I was in here?" She's like, "We followed your tracks." And I was so proud. And then one of the girls is like, "Yeah, we saw you turned around and ran back." But it gets even better. So I'm like, "Okay, what's interesting?" Because I tried following your tracks, and I couldn't find your tracks at all. And they're like, "Well, we walked on the grass. We didn't walk on the sand like you did." So I was really proud of that. And that's the story.